Morning, welcome back to the channel. We're in February, so light till 5 o'clock now. I told you we'd get through these winter blues quickly. You break it up. So the poor wee Jeep hasn't been well. So we got a big wobbly wheel. Now we had this last year and we thought we'd sorted it. And basically what's happening is the bolts that hold on the kingpin on the steering had stripped out, and somebody has done some sort of bodged repair. I'll show you this when we take it to bits. And there's the pins, they've been put in the wrong way round, stuff like that. So basically I had to buy a new steering knuckle, and East Coast Jeeps UK come up trumps. They've got everything in stock. So there's a brand new M201 Willys Overland genuine item. So that's a right hand knuckle. So that's this, basically they were stripped out, two of them. So what we've got is new dowels. I'll show you how we put these in. And we've got the gaskets. Seal tool that I had to buy, and to take the tie rods off, a new tool. So, and why do you need a set of fishing scales to work on a Willys Jeep? All will be revealed. So we've got all the parts, got the new shims as well, and these are for tension in the bearings. So we're just going to take the old bearings out of that, put them in, because the bearings are fine. So first things first, cup of tea and some breakfast and some old clothes on, because these jobs are always the same. You start them and then it's 4 o'clock at night, you've not had a single bit to eat all day. So back shortly. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to film the whole thing. I'm getting my pal Alistair's coming up to help me, and I'll just add some audio afterwards so I don't have to fart about, because that's going to be a greasy, mucky job. Be easier just to hack the film up once we're finished and tell you what we do. But you'll be impressed at how easy these things are to repair. So get some cup of tea and some breakfast and we'll be back shortly. Right, so we've got all the tools needed out, because once someone else is in here there's not a lot of room. We've even got a seat made out of ammo box, toolbox. So I'll get Alistair to put the studs into the steering knuckle. You'll see me take these off, drum out, basically stripping everything off to get to the steering knuckle. Okay? By the way, that's the brake hose I've clamped so we don't lose all our fluid, because we've disconnected this. Watch and learn, enjoy. That's it. Here's your shims again.
You've got shims on the bottom, have you?
Water. There's your bearing. It's got play in it, so it's shagged.
You've got new inside, haven't you?
No.
You haven't, no.
But as long as we get the outside done.
You've done a feature date, enough.
So there's your big seal, look. You'd get that new seal.
Aye.
I've not got. So I'll need to get.
State the brakes on.
I'll need to get a seal and bearing kit.
Bit wet, aren't they?
Yeah, so it's obviously in water ingress. So they were new.
Water, no,
They were
oil.
new shoes when I got it. It is all water, not oil, so that's good.
Right.
So that means inside seals are working. That's fine. We can get that changed today, and then we'll get a new seal and new bearings. Thought I was done for spending money today or this month, but maybe not. Just lay everything out in order. We're putting back in. So 6 bolts, take that off next. So these should all be torqued to 30 pounds, and they're hand tight. Spark plug tight, that's pretty bad. Who the hell put them in? And now whoever it was never put Loctite on them. That's not good. Right, so back brake plate. Can't believe how loose they were. That is quite worrying.
Yeah, anyway.
Right. So that's all the bolts off the back. 2 missing washers on them. Now, if we actually get a carefully get the wee lever,
Right, don't want to damage anything here.
could possibly.
Let's get in there. Better to do it at the top part. There we go. Right, in the enemy here.
Hold on. Ah, it's a paper gasket which we've got. Hold on, it's stuck on your side.
What's that? Just fill out half a bearing.
That's half it, so it's half
All
and
right.
half.
Yep.
There you go, like so. There you go. So what we have is 2 halves that lock together. Do that one again, but it's still quite tight. Watch your elbow.
Right. Oh. So it's not actually been held in.
No.
The way it should have been. No, it'll do, it'll do, it will do.
This
Providing this here doesn't interfere with anything. You with me?
Right, so they're obviously, these must be the same because they're
Right.
Willys Overland.
But the actual size of this may interfere.
So
This is a lot bigger, so
it is a right hand side then.
we could.
It is.
Aye, but this top part here is larger. I don't know if it's going to interfere with driving. Because this may actually. I'm going to have to offer it up to the.
Right.
Is it going to cause any problem with this being wider? You with me?
Well, that has to go onto there.
Aye,
So that will slot in there with shims on it.
aye.
And well, you've got a rear steering stop there.
It's just this
But-
wider top part. Is it going to cause any problems?
I don't think it will.
I think it'll do the job.
So we haven't got a left, we have
No.
got a right. So there's a difference, folks, between the French post-war, which is probably the same as a CG2. I bet you the parts catalog for CG2 is the same as ours, but this is a wartime part.
Yeah, the only thing I can see it might cause a problem, the steering arm. Can we drop that in?
You'd have to hammer it in.
You see what I'm saying? Let's see. Once it goes down, is this here going to interfere with the steering arm?
Well, I've got an angle grinder. If I had to, no, we shouldn't.
It's fixed.
Mhm.
but I don't know if this is going to be against here, whereas on the old one it only came to here, so that angle there would have sat in here. I'll go get the other one just for comparison. You'll see what I'm saying. That steering arm may drop in
So
to this angle in here.
your bolt holes there for the back plate. I think it will clear.
But all we can do is try it.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
So we've tried this.
It'll work.
It's tight. See how it is angled, but
Aye.
well, I'm guessing there's other folk out there who've put a WO Knuckle onto a Hotchkiss. Have you had this as well? Let us know in the comments. Thanks. Well, I thought I broke it, but they actually split in half. There's dowels. So that must allow you to get the bits really tight. That's ready to go on now. That's it. Finally worked it out. So that's outside, like so. And that one, like so. Okay. So all was going to plan until I pulled the top kingpin bearing out, which collapsed. It's knackered, it's shot, with loose top. So bearings are getting ordered. So let's clean up the brakes and we'll get on with everything else, which is basically get everything cleaned and tidied up, ready for assembling once the new bearings arrive. And Alistair's been working for hours without a tap and die set. We had to try and get these threads clear. You can see here he's using two nuts locked together to get the dowels to screw in and out. He was just working them in and out with oil. Messy business. Slowly cleaning them, but he got there in the end. Done a good job. So I knocked the bearings out the drums and cleaned everything up. Got everything ready for reassembling. Once the new bearings arrive, we're good to go. Both bearing cups out. Oops. Morning, welcome back. It's the next morning, Sunday morning, so I thought I'd just do a quick summarise. Show where we went wrong. Well, I went wrong, not Alistair, he's done brilliant yesterday. Should have bought the bearing, shouldn't I? Basically, with this rattling around, it gutted that bearing, and I was a bit concerned about the outside bearing when we took the whole lot off. So I've got 4 bearings coming. I've also ordered brass soft punches, they're called. They're basically to tap your cups for your bearings in. The cups are here, see these? So you tap them without damaging them. So I've got 2 obviously ordered for the hub. Not cheap, £25 each. And 2 for the kingpins, they're £8 each. Okay, I went to bearing services. But what I'm going to do is I bought them from one of the Jeep parts places in the UK. When the new ones come, I'm going to get the numbers off them and measure them, and then I'll get another set when I need them for the other side. So as always, a half-day job's turned into a big deal. Good things. This took a lot of cleaning. Alistair spent most of the day trying to get this red, it's like a lacquer anti-rust coating that they put on this. Now we would have saved a lot of time if I'd had a tap and die set. Would have just run the taps through and then cleaned up the insides for where the kingpins go in. I didn't have one, but as it's going on this Jeep, you tend to just buy tools as new things turn up. Like I've now got stud extractors, stuff like that. So I've ordered a UNC stroke AF thread tap and die set. Just got that on eBay. You'll see a picture, and that'll be in this week along with the bearings. So we'll get the bearings tapped in with the brass punches. We'll do that right. The tie rods, I've got left and right tie rod. I don't think I'm going to need them. I also reckon this one's still solid. So there you go, see that? So what we'll do is we'll leave that as it is, put this back together. If I've got a left and a right, one is left hand thread, one's right hand thread. If you can put one either side of here, or you can put them on one tie rod or the other. So it's always good to have spares. So yeah, 2 films is going to have to be, so that's fine. So buying the extra tools, seal puller, that I've not used that, but we've got it now. This you'll have to wait till the next film to see what you use that for. But the extra tools I bought, the dead blow hammers, stuff like that, it's all cheap. Tools have never been cheaper than they are nowadays. And if you look after them and use them properly, a lot of folk don't use tools properly. They hit things with plastic handles with hammers, stuff like that. If you look after them, they'll last. So anyway, that's where we're at. We'll have, they've got the felt seals done properly, you've just seen. We've got the gasket. We've got the brakes as tight as I can get them. So that's going to work well. Quickly before, I didn't point out in the video, so someone's not took an angle grinder to this. That is actually to measure, that's the proper workshop way to measure the tightness of the drum. So if you look here, your rear shoe is always shorter, and what you do is you put that slot, you rotate the drum round, and you measure 1 inch from the ends. And there's clearances in the manual for that. So that's where we're at. We've got the tap and die set coming. We get the bearings pressed in, get this back together, get loads of grease in it, and then hopefully that's a problem that somebody bodged, don't know who, but they've stripped all this out. This isn't sitting in petrol, but it's basically scrap. We had a bit worried that we had the wrong part, but it turned out the Hotchkiss casting is different to the Willys MB or 4GPW casting, wartime castings. Now that might be a casting, this is the other reason I'm making this film, because folk will be looking at the differences why. That might be the casting for a CJ2 or 3, which you guys in America have, the civilian Jeeps. Because some of the Hotchkiss stuffs went with post-war parts, like they went for the cam drive, gear drive, sorry, camshaft with a reinforced cylinder head, and also the Americans will call it an emergency brake, we call it a parking brake. That's the later CJ style, with shoes in it rather as a band that the wartime ones have. So anyway, just a quick recap. We're all good. We were panic, you know, but we're just winging this as we go. You're trying to like use a manual that's written 80 years ago. It's very basic, but it's got the right part numbers, which allow you to order the stuff. Parts are all available, and with the help of other YouTube films, and maybe this will be of help to folk. So yeah, moral of the story is get everything first, because you don't want to take all this off again just to change wheel bearings. Once we put the new bearings in, the only other thing I'll ever do in the future is replace that drum. You can get them skimmed. they're between 60 and 90 pound new for a drum, so they're not cheap. So what you need to do, I don't have a proper gauge. You need to measure that for the wear limit, the thickness of it. You need to get an engineering company to do that. And there's also a wear limit, so you can get them skinned if there's still enough meat left on them. It needs done, it doesn't need done. I mean, it's a drum brake, old Jeep. But they'll work well once this is on. It'll stop well with that adjusted up now. So anyway, I'm waffling. It's Sunday, but it's wet and windy. Well, it's not wet, it's been wet. I'm off out, and then I might, if it's drier later but it's forecast rain, we'll get the Enfield out for a wee run, and I'll get another wee film. Okay, so anyone got any info on doing the Hotchkiss? Have they done one? Let me know in the comments. Or anything in general you can help us out with, your own experiences, let me know. It's always appreciated, and I'll always get back to folk. And thank you to all the new subscribers. I think I'm going to hit 5,000 soon. It's quite exciting. So thank you. Alright, we'll keep it going. Cheers, bye for now.